A very good morning, everybody. I am CS Kajal from Nyandeep Academy, and today we are here to discuss the Hindu analysis dated 25th of October 2024. Without wasting any much time, let's start. So these are the four topics that we will be seeing today. I would say this is very important from exam point of view, all of them. One is important from geography, the other one is important from polity, one is important from economics point of view, and the other one is IR. Okay, so today the four topics we are covering are extremely important from exam point of view. Now the first thing that we are going to be seeing is satellites tracking the cyclone Dana. Then we will be talking about money laundering. Then we will be talking about the Chief Justice change, and last we will be talking about a bit about BRICS summit. We have already spoken a lot on BRICS in details, in depth last week. So right now, we will just be talking about it in brief, what is the current situation, okay? Now let's start with the first news. Satellite tracking Cyclone Dana since October 20, ISRO says. So the news is the ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, it has a polar orbiting satellite EOS-06 and a stationary satellite, which is the most important one, that is INSAT 3DR. There is a series of INSAT satellites, okay, 1, 2, 3. So this is the INSAT 3DR. It is a stationary, it stays at one place, it doesn't rotate, okay. So this satellite stays as one place, and this has been continuously observing the cyclone Dana that is taking place right now. Odisha is very disturbed because of this particular cyclone. Okay. Now, this Dana is approaching the districts of Odisha and West Bengal. ISRO popular orbiting satellite EOS-06. Now, orbiting matlab this goes around. Just say INSAT stays that say opposite way, EOS-06, it goes around, it orbits, okay. And these satellites, they are giving valuable information and again about the cyclone Dana, so that we can take steps to reduce the loss of humans or the loss of infrastructure, okay. Now this satellite, it provides the status of ocean winds. The most important part is ocean winds, because of which many issues like strong winds are coming in, and the temporary huts, the temporary houses, they are blowing up. There is unnecessary loss of infrastructure. So to avoid that, we need to know what ocean winds and their directions are, and also their circulation, like in what direction are they circulating. If it is circulating like this, this is how a cyclone is prepared. So if it is circulating like this, we exactly get to know the direction ye winds, where is these winds going to take the cyclone. If the winds are coming from here, the cyclone will be moved towards this direction, and vice versa, okay. So this, they have been giving us constant updates regarding this. Now also because of these two satellites, it is helping us in monitoring the entire status. And once we know ki okay, now this is going into this direction, so jo bhi ghar, huts, people, life, properties, whichever can be moved from here are being displaced ASAP. So this is helping us in avoiding the loss, okay. So we are already trying to take precautions because it is better than cure. Now, moving on. This Dana it has already started a landfall. These are the areas. It has started close to Dhamara and Bhitarkanika. These are the two areas. They are along the Odisha ka coastline. Also, 6 hours before this landfall, the cyclonic storm ka the outer layer, it had already surrounded the Odisha's coastal region, because of which there was huge rains and there was a lot of wind. Okay, now because when there is a lot of wind, when there's a lot of rain, we do face losses of temporary houses being flown away. Then there are, in certain situations, even the vehicles like the cars, the two-wheelers, even they do unnecessary face losses. So this is what had happened because the outer circle had crossed the Odisha coast. Now, Bay of Bengal, especially if we talk about Bay of Bengal, time and again we have seen that the cyclones are created here. Now, how is a cyclone created? What is it exactly? We are going to be seeing in the next slide. Okay, now when this rain was there, trees were uprooted, and this is not a long time before. This happened on Thursday itself. Okay. So there was a lot of rain, there was a lot of wind, the trees are uprooted. Then the power infrastructure, like the electricity, there are many places that electricity, while we are recording this lecture, the electricity is still not come there. So even these two areas are facing electricity issues, and because we need to take precautions, so the Odisha government has evacuated 5.84 lakh people. Matlab 5 lakh people, almost 6 lakhs. They have moved from that particular area to another area. Why? We can afford the damage of property, but we can't afford the damage of life. Okay, so they have moved these people. Also, they are providing them with good food, good shelter, and the other basic necessities that people need in such times especially. Okay, also 385 disaster response force units, 19 disaster response force teams, 51 Odisha disaster rapid action force units, 95 Odisha Forest Development Corporation teams, and 220 fire service teams. They are ready on the ground. They've already been deployed. These are the precautionary measures that the center and Odisha government have taken together. And now what are they going to do? If by chance any disaster happens, these people are there to take care. So before anything is happening, they are already there on the ground and they are ready. Okay. So this is about the whole cyclone. Now if we talk about INSAT, the satellite that has helped us, because if it wouldn't have been for these two satellites, we would have faced much more losses along the Odisha coast, especially in the two regions we were talking about. It was because of this information from these two satellites that we know what is happening there, what is expected to happen there. So we have been evacuating people, right? Otherwise, we couldn't have even done that and we could have lost many lives. Okay, now what is INSAT 3DR? It is a collaborative effort, okay? Two people have collaborated in this, ISRO and IMD. India Meteorological Organization, IMD, it talks about your whole climate, temperature, rains, precipitation, wind, okay, all the climatic weather information is given by IMD. So ISRO and IMD have come together and they have formed your INSAT 3DR. Okay, as I said, INSAT, it is a part of the series of INSAT 1, 2, 3. So this is INSAT 3DR formed by ISRO and IMD. Okay, now also it has dedicated Earth observation satellites, including INSAT 3D, INSAT 3DR, which are already there in orbit. Okay, this is launched by using the GSLV. Now, what is this GSLV? Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle. Now, this is a rocket. Just rocket say you launch the satellite. Okay, so this has already been done. And if we talk about GSLV, this rocket is used in launching of many satellites, because you can't launch a satellite into the space without having a rocket base to it. Okay, so GSLV in India, we use a lot of GSLV for many of the satellites. So even for this was used. Okay, now the improvements in INSAT 3DR. We had INSAT 3D, we had the INSAT series before this. But why is INSAT 3DR so special? Because if we talk about the middle infrared band which it has, it provides us even the night pictures, because cyclone or any climatic issue, any calamity is not going to see that it's daytime and it's going to come, right? It can even come at night. So even at nighttime pictures, it gives us a clear picture of the clouds, of the weather that is around. Okay, also there are two thermal infrared bands. Now what do? They estimate the sea surface temperature. What is the temperature at the bottom of your sea? Now what is the use of it? Of course, because cyclones, volcanoes, earthquakes. Okay, so we can try and figure out if the temperatures rise above an unexpected level. Also, because there is a higher spatial resolution, so we have better visibility. Okay, because of the infrared bands. So these are the few technical improvements that the INSAT 3DR has come up with. Now InSat 3DR also carries a multispectral imager, just so they can click photos. It has the channel sounders. It has the data relay transponders. The communication can be done through this, and a rescue transponder as well. Okay. So these are the features of your InSat 3DR. Is it important from exam point of view? 100%. 100%. This is important from exam point of view. We need to cover this in science, technology. Okay, and because this is related to cyclones, so even this is a part of geography. Okay. Now, what is exactly a cyclone? Okay, now what happens is, it is a large air mass. Cyclone, if we go on YouTube and we just type like a cyclone documentary or images of cyclone or videos of cyclone, you will come across photos or videos that a cyclone is like a circle. And what is this circle? This is nothing but air. It is wind. Okay, so it is just huge air mass. There is a lot of air and wind that is coming with intense speed. And because there is so much air together and it even has speed, it causes destruction on its way. Okay, imagine, even if we imagine a blow dryer at home. Now, if we are doing something with the help of a blow dryer, that the thing that are kept like if we keep a paper and if we blow dry over it, so the paper will be flown, right? So similarly, cyclone, huge amount of the air coming together, and when they cross like this, so whatever comes on its way, it just disrupts that. Okay, and if it is extremely solid, of course it will be saved from the cyclone, but generally it is capable of disrupting buildings, your vehicles, temporary houses, shops, basic infrastructure. It is capable of damaging that. Okay, now it is created around a strong center of low atmospheric pressure. Okay, so the center, this is the center where the cyclone is started. Now this center has extremely low pressure. Now because of its low pressure, the winds around this get attracted more and more and they want to get in. Correct? So the pressure of the center, when it is less, the surrounding winds, they are trying to get in more. This is how a cyclone is created. And generally it is developed over warm ocean waters. Warm, you mean 26.5 degrees Celsius, because there is a rapid upward movement of warm air. This is the sea and there is a rapid upward movement of warm air. So this finally forms into clouds and it releases energy. Again, this creates cyclones. Okay, so this is how basically a cyclone is created. Now, cyclonic storms depends on how much their speed is. They are categorized accordingly. They're mainly, if we talk about high cyclonic speeds, so it is between 89 and 117 km per hour. What do they bring? They bring heavy rainfall, heavy, torrential matlab heavy rainfall. Because of it, it has high speed clouds, high speed winds. Now you understood why there are high speed winds. You understood why the storm is coming like this. Okay, but ये rainfall क्यों होता है? As I said, because of it is formed generally on the warm temperatures. So when the warm air goes up, when it goes to the clouds, okay, we know when the warm air goes up after summers, there is a reason for rainy season, the whole precipitation process. That is when the clouds give down the rain. Okay, so rainfall is caused because of which even flooding can occur, because when the winds are in speed and if they cross a water body, the entire water is also going to be disrupted and come on lands. So flooding also happens, infrastructure gets displaced, and communities, as we are seeing in the Cyclone Dana, there are 6 lakh people who are evacuated from a place to another. So communities get displaced. Not everybody can come back. Even if they come back, maybe they won't find their place in the same situation they had left. Now, how do we name this? Now, why is the cyclone named Dana? Okay, so there is a process which has been initiated by ESCAP, that is Economic and Social Commission for Asia Pacific. Okay, this was done in 2000. It comprises of countries Bangladesh, India, Iran, Maldives. It has Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, Qatar, Saudi, Sri Lanka, Thailand. It has UAE and it has Yemen. So this is the organization that does the naming. Okay. Now there are two types of cyclones, main two types, okay, basic categories. One is tropical and next is extratropical cyclone. If we talk about tropical cyclone, this is formed between the tropics. Now we have two tropics, right? The Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer. So these are the two tropics. It is formed between them. This is developed over a tropical region and generally over waters, and where they organize, just I explained you in the previous slide, the warm air, it goes up because there is low pressure at the center, the winds are surrounding them. This is how this is done. And extratropical cyclones, they occur especially where there is temperature and high latitude areas. Okay, high latitude areas as in the corners, the polar regions. So it even originates from the polar region. So these occur in temperate and polar region, and tropical ones occur in tropical region, and extratropical, polar and temperate regions. Okay. Yes. This was all about your Cyclone Dana. Very important from exam point of view. We need to know what, especially the geography part, how is a cyclone formed and everything. We need to know that. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. That is money laundering. Now this is important from economics point of view. First, let me tell you what the news is all about. Money laundering, it is a threat to the online gaming sector and its long-term success. Essay, the Digital India Foundation, DIF, has given a statement. Our gaming sector is booming. It is being very successful, but beech mein money laundering concept is coming. Now, what is money laundering? How is this done? I will explain everything in the next slide. So he has suggested, the Digital India Foundation, DIF, has suggested that government should establish a whitelist. Whitelist means note down all the gamers who are genuine, who are paying taxes, who are complying by all the Indian laws. And we won't have a strict check on them if it is the whitelist, okay? The report said combating money laundering in online gaming ecosystem. This was the report of DIF. They also said that the international online betting sites, they use money laundering for terror financing also, and even the cybercrime part. As per the report, the Indian real money gaming, the RMG sector, that is the whole gaming sector, as I said, it is developing. It has become a key player in the global market. We can't even imagine its growth. It's 28%, which is huge. Okay, so suddenly they have developed a growth rate of 28%, and the revenue is projected to reach $7.5 billion. Okay, in how many years? In the next 5 years. So this is what our gaming sector is huge, and we should be careful that money laundering shouldn't be entered into this system. Now, what is money laundering? This is a part of economics. This has been happening a lot of late, not only in India, but throughout the world. So let's see what is money laundering. Okay, now money laundering, it is a process of converting black to white money. Black money is the illegal, illegitimate money. White money is the legal money. Okay. So this is the process of converting black money into white money. Now, how is this done? There are three methods or three layers of doing this. If we talk about the black money, now what is exactly black money? Black money is the money that is not hard earned, on which you're not paying tax, you're evading tax. You've done a particular crime and we've earned that money, or we've done corruption and we've earned that money. This kind of money is known as black money. Okay. Now, obviously, we can't tell the government ki I have kidnapped this person and in return I have earned so and so. We can't tell the government like that, right? So we don't disclose this money, and that is why it is known as black money. Now, money laundering, it involves three stages. If we want to use this money in our day-to-day life, we will have to make it white. We will have to make it legal money. Correct? Now, how is this done? The number one step is placement. The first stage of money laundering is placement. Okay? It is done through several methods. Like, the main aim is introduce this money into the system. Somehow get this money into the system. It includes transfers, if we are transferring money to an outside entity, depositing money into financial institutions such as banks, shops, other businesses. Okay. Now, mainly, guys, how is placement done? During this phase, if we have 1,000 rupees, and if this 1,000 rupees is black money, okay, I'm just taking an example. This amount is into CRs. Okay, so let's consider for now we have 1,000 rupees of black money, and we know that if we put this in one bank account, the government will easily be able to detect it. So what do? We create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 such accounts, and we deposit 200 rupees in each account. So we divided the big sum into smaller sums and we distributed it into various accounts. Now the government won't be able to track this so easily, right? So this is what the main aim of placement is. If you see this, the main issue that they're trying to hide, the money launderers, is the 1,000 rupees. From where does this come? After this step, the source will be gone. Okay, we won't be able to detect कि ये कहाँ से आया है, किससे आया है, who gave this. That is the main aim, to conceal the identity and the source of this fund. If the source is only concealed, this amount won't be a big deal to hide. Okay, so this is the first step, that is placement. Second is layering. Layering, like you put it in layers. Again, this is one of the most complex and complicated steps to do. So what is layering? We put our money. Okay, now we've introduced it 200, 200, 200. Now this money should be put across or divided in various assets, after which this will be extremely converted into white. Like if we purchase an asset, obviously that asset will be a white money. It will be considered as a white money asset, correct? So yes, how is this done? We have multiple deposits. Like you deposit money, you withdraw it. You deposit here, you withdraw it. Like for example, if 200 is done here, now you will withdraw this 200 you will put it here. Then you will withdraw from here, then you will put it here. And again withdraw from here, put it here. Now because of this, the government obviously won't pay attention at the smaller sums, like from where they are going, and the source will be left way behind. Okay, so this is what is done in layering. Also, we can purchase items like diamonds, expensive diamonds, expensive cars, properties. We can transfer the amount to multiple accounts in different countries. This is how layering can be done, and the biggest way of doing layering is opening shell companies. Shell companies matlab companies that are opened only for money laundering, only for tax evasion, and they do not have any purpose that they want to do business. Aisa they have no aim. Okay. This is the second step, and the third step is integration. Integration is finally when the dirty and the black money enters the financial stream of white money. This is done how? We just invest, we buy a business, we invest into something, we purchase land, we purchase particular asset. So now when we have invested into a business, this is going to be in front of the government, okay? So we are using the black money, but we are using it for a white purpose, and the government doesn't know the source of this money, so even they think it is white. Okay, so this is what the last stage of integration does, integrating white and black together. Okay, now also buying properties, giving loans, fake loans, okay, then false import export invoices submit karke also we can do integration. Okay, I hope this is clear. These are the 3 steps of money laundering. And why is money laundering so risky? Of course, imagine if the black money is entering the market, the money supply in the market will be huge. It will be a lot, number one. And secondly, in this situation, the criminal activities, the criminals will be able to use this black money easily. Okay, if we talk about almost all the criminal activities, the terror financing, the extremism, the Naxalism, the cyber crime, everything has a backing of black money. Because when people have this money and it is difficult for them to convert it into white, so what do is they give it for these reasons कि अच्छा चलो terror financing कर देते, terror funding, cyber crime के लिए पैसे दे देते. Okay, so this is what the risky part is. Now, what are the anti-money laundering measures that India has taken? The biggest measure is the PMLA Act, sorry, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Next is the this act. First, I'll tell you what does this act do. This act sets up a policies and makes principles on which money laundering can be avoided. Next is Financial Intelligence Unit. It collects all the intelligence inputs and given by different agencies, given by different people, ki jahan they are getting a doubt that money laundering has been done. Then next is ED. We all know ED, they directly they get information from these units and they directly go and raid the places of such people. And then FEMA deals with the foreign exchange, because the easiest way to do money laundering is show that you are giving money outside or show that you're receiving money from outside a different country. So FEMA has strict rules regarding money remittances. If you are crossing the geographical border of India, FEMA will come into the picture. Okay, geographical border, how you're crossing financially. If your money is going out or if the money is coming to you. So FEMA comes into the picture and it is very strict. Okay. Yes, so this is about money laundering. Next topic is a part of your polity. It is a part of your judiciary part in polity. So we have a new Chief Justice here. That is Justice Sanjeev Khanna. He is appointed as the next CGI. Okay, so it's officially done, just the formalities are pending. So the Union government, they notified that 51st CGI of India will take the office from 11th November, okay? And they declared the name, that is Justice Sanjeev Khanna. He was born in 1960. He has been an advocate with the Bar Council of Delhi in 1983. Now, he was a senior standing counsel in the IT department. Also, he was an additional judge at the Delhi High Court in 2005 and he was made a permanent judge in 2006. He was appointed as a judge of Supreme Court in 2019. So, it's been 5 years. He was ranked, honestly, there is a collegium, okay, like the ranking of juniors and senior judges. So here Justice Khanna, he was ranked 33 in the seniority of High Court judges. But the Supreme Court Collegium, which was that time headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi, he had recommended him, Sanjeev Khanna is better than others. Why? Because of his merit, because of his intelligence and integrity. Now, what is this collegium and what is this merit and integrity? We are going to see immediately. So, Justice Khanna, he led the Supreme Court. For just a bit information about him and then we'll go into the polity part. So, there was this famous case that had recently happened. Former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, while the whole campaign of Lok Sabha was going on, he was arrested. So, Justice Khanna was the one who was involved in this case while the whole interim bail case was going on. Also, when there was this 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, the controversy was going on ki Article 370 is unconstitutional. Even he was a part of that bench and he took the decision that no, this is absolutely valid and constitutional. Okay. Now, what happened? What happens generally? First of all, the appointment of CGI, this is generally done as the senior most member of the High Court, okay? Senior most member of the, senior most judge of the Supreme Court. That is the one CGI is appointed. Also, the Law Ministry, they asked for a recommendation from the current CGI. Who is the current CGI? Chandrachud. So, a recommendation is asked from him that please recommend us that who the next CGI should be. After receiving the recommendation, the President of India, he will appoint Khanna. Okay, this is how it is done. As I said, it is based on who is the senior most judge in your Supreme Court. Also, the CGI serves until reaching the age of 65. And the process repeats after every CGI retires. Now, Chandrachud will be retiring soon. Of course, on 11th November, Sanjeev Khanna will be taking office. And Sanjeev Khanna will serve as the Chief Justice till May 2025. Okay. Now, in addition to seniority, their merit and integrity are also important parts. The way Ranjan Gogoi had taken a decision that Sanjeev Khanna should be promoted, though his rank was 33, because he said that he has a lot of merit, he has a lot of intelligence and integrity, respect, and the decision making power. So even that is important. Just because some judge is senior doesn't mean he will be appointed as CGI. These two factors are also taken into consideration, as in our Sanjeev Khanna case. Okay. Now, a person cannot be qualified for appointment as a judge of a Supreme Court unless he's a citizen of India, number one. Number two, at least 5 years he should have been a judge of High Court, or 2 more such courts in succession. Next is number three, at least 10 years an advocate of High Court. Here 5 years ka it is a judge, 10 years ka it is an advocate. Okay. Next, according to the president, he is a distinguished jurist. He is an exceptionally intelligent man when it comes to judiciary. In these cases, a judge can be appointed as a CGI, or not a CGI but a judge of Supreme Court. Now, a judge of Supreme Court, can he be removed easily? No. But until and unless the president wants, he cannot be removed. But a president can pass an order after each House of Parliament supports him by a majority of total membership of that house, okay, plus majority of not less than 2/3 of members present and voting. If this is done, that he has no capacity to be a judge of Supreme Court, or he has some misbehavior, in such a case the president can definitely remove him after following this process, majority of both the houses and 2/3 of present and voting. Okay. Now, what was this whole collegium system? If we talk about the collegium system, it is like a group of judges, okay, which deals with transfers, promotions. Now, how do you promote someone? How do you transfer a judge from one place to another? This the collegium system defines. And how is this collegium system established? Is it in the constitution? No. Is it in the law? No. Do the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha decided? No. It has been decided over the years by practice, okay, by the decisions of the Supreme Court. This is how it was decided. So it is headed by your CGI, and there are 4 other senior most judges of your Supreme Court. Also a High Court collegium if we talk about. Jaise Supreme Court mein it is CGI, High Court it will be the Chief Justice, okay, and here it is 4 most judges of Supreme Court, here it will be 4 most senior most judges of High Court. Now, appointment for senior Supreme Court judges, as I said, for other judges, proposal is initiated by CGI. The CGI will consult the rest of the collegium members as well, and if the members are not a part of collegium, the other seniors sitting out there, and he will recommend okay, out of this person, who should be promoted, who should be transferred, okay, and he will recommend this to whom? The law minister, who then forwards it to the prime minister. On prime minister's advice, the president will do as asked. Okay, so this was all about the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice. Now we will see, as we know, the BRICS summit is going on. Russia is hosting it. It's in Kazan. It has led to several major messages. We had thought that Russia has probably no friends, but now we know that Russia has many friends, especially after this summit. Okay. So there were several messages, and especially if we talk about America. You know, America had been waiting to see what is going on with Russia, and how is every single country going to react because of the whole Russia-Ukraine crisis. So Russia here is proving a point that we are not alone and we still have many friends. This was the biggest, you know, a global gathering after the war started with Ukraine. There were leaders of 9 countries arriving as BRICS and BRICS partner countries. There were 30 leaders of the Global South attending a BRICS conference. Now, Putin, he dispelled that Russia has been isolated. He said, no, we are not isolated. We have good friends. And the new members have been inducted, that is Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, UAE and Saudi Arabia. They are also entering, which is also a sign that Russia still has friends and countries want to be friends. And secondly, if we talk about United Nations and its agencies, so we are giving a competition. This group is giving a competition to the West. Okay. Now, what are they trying to do? They are trying to have an interbank cooperation. They are trying to have a cross-border payment system, insurance company, growth of a bank. So you're seeing this, all these organizations already exist in UN. So they are just trying to give competition to UN and balance the parts. They don't want to be completely dependent on UN. Okay. Because honestly, right now we don't have an alternative, international alternative. Correct? So Russia is trying to do that. Also, if we talk about India, India is a member of BRICS, which is dominated by Russia, and we are also a member of Quad, which is dominated by America. So it's a good thing that we have friends and part of both the groups. We've already spoken about Quad in our last week Hindu analysis. Okay, now BRICS grouping, it affords its members a stage to discuss bilateral issues also. BRICS may we all are coming together, fine, but if you have an issue with one particular country, you can sit and discuss that also. It includes Iran, UAE, it includes the Egypt, Ethiopia fights that have been happening. Then the issues that India and China has been facing over the LAC, we spoke about it yesterday. Okay. So all this has been discussed in the BRICS, and BRICS does give us an opportunity to do that. Okay. So yes, guys, that's all for today. Today's points, though we just spoke about 4, but they all are important from exam point of view. Okay. So yes, that's it. We'll stop for the day, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next Hindu analysis. Thank you so much.